Breaking Gulf News. Sharjah, Dubai, residents of Nasser Tower in Sharjah, where a massive fire broke out on Thursday, seemed unsure of their immediate future as they are unable to go back to their flats even as the accommodation provided to them by UAE Red Crescent expired on Friday. Around 40 apartments have been burnt and the level of damage is being ascertained. The claddings of the exterior wall have come off, making the concrete blocks of the building visible. The area around the building has been cordoned off by the authorities. At least 250 families residing in the tower are affected by the blaze, most of whom were shifted to Rotana Hotel Sharjah late on Thursday night, while some preferred to stay with relatives. A small group of worried residents gathered near the building early in the morning on Friday, unsure what fate had in store for them. "We were shifted to Rotana Hotel in Raleigh at around midnight and we thank Red Crescent for their help. But we are not sure what we are going to do tonight as the hotel staff told us that we have to check out today," said Hazen, a resident on the 23rd floor of Nasser Tower. Interestingly, several residents said that their rent installments were deducted from their bank accounts last night after the fire had devastated the 32-story tower. "As it is, we are in shock and stress. We still haven't come to terms with our losses and the building management, far from being helpful, had the audacity to deduct the rent installment last night. None of the management members were to be seen when we needed them. All the phones were switched off, they are not bothered about anything but money," said Tama, a resident on the 6th floor of the building. Around a dozen vehicles parked on the side of the building were damaged by the falling debris. Some of these vehicles were completely gutted. Some of these vehicles were owned by residents of the Nasser Tower. Related links. Video: high-rise tower catches fire. Red Crescent to provide temporary shelter. Maintenance firm summoned after building blaze. An elderly resident, who identified herself as Mrs. Rahman, a Pakistani national, was in tears as she pointed to her car, which had been completely destroyed. She also lost valuables including DH8000 passports of her entire family as well as important documents. "My husband kept the documents, money, and passports in the car as he had some work in the afternoon. When the fire erupted, we came down and we were heading to the car to leave the place, but what we saw was our car in flames and the police and civil defense officials didn't let us approach the car for safety reasons. We have lost everything and I don't know whom to approach and what to do," Mrs. Rahman. Residents claimed that the high-rise building was poorly maintained as the maintenance contract with another firm was terminated by the management in the middle of the term. "The building is badly managed. The air conditioning was not working for 3 months in the summer and nobody bothered despite repeated complaints. Even when the fire broke out, the emergency system didn't work, the alarm didn't go off and the sprinklers didn't have water. The stairs didn't have lights, so we couldn't use them, hence we were forced to take the lift, which is not advisable during a fire," said a resident who has an apartment on the 6th floor of the building. Mohammed Adil, who lived on the 1st floor, said he had to run down the stairs with women and children, and when they reached emergency exit he found that it was locked. "At least 100 people were cramped at the emergency exit and we didn't have a way out. Then somebody suggested that we go back and come out from the parking exit, which we did, and by God's mercy we are all safe. I urge authorities to take strict action against building management for not adhering to safety regulations," said Adil. A civil defense official said that the residents can't be allowed to go back to their flats for at least couple of days.